Alright guys, being that it is Valentine's Day, we are here to talk about a very special movie. We got Valentine. Valentine, 2001 horror movie. Had you seen this one?
I had not seen it. I've seen the box. I walked by the box. I remember the art of the box. I remember a vague thing of like David Boreanaz, who I love, was in a horror movie or something like that.
Sure.
And then like nothing. Just blank memory.
Yeah, you don't really hear much talk about this movie now. It didn't, I guess, survive the test of time. It kind of reminds me of like the Happy Death Day, like with having a goofy, stupid mask as your killer.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
You know?
I'm kind of shocked that it's sort of been forgotten because it has a few other people, Denise Richards, a few other folks like that.
Yeah, there's famous faces in this movie.
Yeah,
and there's not too many Valentine's Day horror movies, so you'd think that alone would get it more play.
Well, a competition every year of what to play on Valentine's Day for the horror fan, I think, right? So,
and this is a standard slasher movie, whodunit style. And I don't have a lot of things to say about it that aren't going to just start spoiling or talking about direct plot points here.
Especially when there's a mystery of who's killing all these girls on Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Obviously, we're not going to be able to talk too much without spoilers or whatever. So
yeah, let's just jump right over to it. So if you've seen this or don't care, follow the spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys, here we are for the spoilers of Valentine. So Lee, Valentine, how'd you feel about it?
I feel like I'm so on the spot now.
You are.
I thought it was okay. It kind of infuriated me a little bit.
Underwhelming.
Okay.
Would be my description of this movie.
I found it very predictable, which again I was like, am I remembering this? Did someone drunkenly tell me the plot of Valentine's Day like a decade ago? Why do I know this movie?
Yeah, I had seen it like a long time ago, and I did not remember every little bit and babble. I had a memory of David Boreanaz coming down the stairs. And if you would have asked me, I thought that he got shot, and it's made to look like he's guilty and he's not, but it's the opposite.
Yeah, okay, well, that's major spoilers ahead here.
We're in spoilers.
Haven't already been warned about that. No, in the intro, which is it's the 6th grade prom, and there's a dorky kid who's like, will you please dance with me?
Do you want to dance with me?
I was like, that kid grows up to be David Boreanaz? That's dumb. And then the movie takes you on this roller coaster of twists and turns where you're like for a second here and there I was like, I guess it's not him, but then who the fuck is it? That doesn't make any sense. Oh no. I
was almost picturing a Scooby-Doo where it's it's someone we've not met yet.
But who is that? This is the end of the mystery. Well, if it isn't our old friend Bluestone the Great, an ex-magician that's wanted in 6 states.
That's what I mean. Like a scene after I ever had doubts, I was like, oh no, it's totally fucking him. No, obviously it's him. Who else could it be? There's no one else.
Little peanut head mask that his head couldn't possibly fit into. I really dislike that mask because it's the visibility of it. First of all, it looks like it's porcelain almost the whole time.
Take it easy, I am not well.
Because I think the hero mask was or something, but then when they peel it off, then it's this rubber nothing mask. I'm like, okay, whatever. But those are tiny little spoiler things.
Well, that's a weird thing too.
Annoying things.
Because in the intro, there's some random kid at the prom wearing that mask.
Yeah.
So it's this weird thing. I'm like, it's probably him. Who's that? And I thought it was going to be like a Scooby-Doo.
I think that was a cheap version of the mask. I think that was the version that she found in the elevator, like that little half mask plastic garbage.
But it's this theme, and maybe I don't do enough romantic things, but it didn't read to me instantly. It's like, oh, this is a Cupid mask. I'm like, this is a scary doll man. What is this?
Yeah, it looks just like a little peanut-headed dog guy.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. And in the movie, someone goes, oh, there's a crazy man in a Cupid mask or something at one point. And I'm like, what?
It was really strange. A Cupid mask, like a cherub. Like at that Valentine's Day dance? What dance?
Is it doing a trench coat? He's coming from Columbine.
Most of them are very rich. They know things.
Okay. That brings us to the next thing. Who are these characters?
Denise Richards is one of them.
She's the sexy one.
Yes, I do like how they do the call out of oh, you were the pretty one, and she was the smart one.
Oh, come on, Kate. You've always been the popular one, and Shelley was always the brainy one, and Lily was the fun one, and Paige was the sexy one, and I was the big, fat one.
And I was the fat one.
She moves super fast, and she can regenerate very quickly from wounds. Yeah. There's a whole rant where it's and I was the fat kid.
I mean, why why should the fat girl get a turn, huh?
And,
I thought that the young Denise Richards character, when they show the flashback, I'm like, wow, is that like her daughter? Like, that girl looks exactly like Denise Richards.
Paige, would you dance with me?
I'd rather be boiled alive.
They do like a montage of like yearbook pictures and like writing and then like the actress and the name and stuff. And I thought a lot of them were pretty good. It was like cool.
Yeah.
Like I was never like, which one were you? I hate this. I always knew like, okay, I got it.
I thought the richest one, her didn't look exactly
She's
like
horrible,
her, but I was like, hey, you dye your hair, you lose a lot of weight. Who's to know what you're gonna look like?
Hi, Dorothy.
That was such.
And some people you just grew up with, you're like, wow, you look totally different. Like things just happen.
Like David Boreanaz.
Yes, like David Boreanaz.
They have to throw in a line of dialogue like, well, and don't forget plastic surgery, like just to make it make sense that it's David Boreanaz. It's so dumb.
Brown contacts, blue, green, beard, goatee, mustache. 10 years is a long time. And that's not counting the possibility of plastic surgery.
That's a major issue with the movie, I feel like.
I feel like the issue the movie had, too, was trying to throw twists that there weren't. Like, did you notice, like, they did the speed dating thing, and there was, like that really nerdy guy. Is, like, later at the party.
This party sucks.
And you're like, why would he be at the party? And then like that guy that they that goes on a date that refers himself in the third person. What is his name? Spinach idiot.
Larry something?
Yeah, with like that spinach thing was so fake.
Looks for a successful man like Jason because she wants to feel safe.
Jason has some spinach in his teeth.
Oh, thanks.
Like he's like for dear life trying to hold it in his mouth, like
he's talking all weird, like he has to feel a thing, and it's really funny. It's really.
But that guy's later at the like art gallery party.
We settle.
Does like a Chris Kattan, like and like walks away, and you're like, what am I looking at?
You wanna come over? Guess not.
Bye.
Yeah. Like those are meant to be those creepy. I know what you did last summer. Like you see someone through the crowd and they're gone. And you're like, oh no, is that him? But it's just like a weird like hello, and then like he leaves and stuff. Yeah.
Like these people are like, why would they be there? And then like there's like that girl who used to date. What was the guy who was just there to steal her money? What was that guy?
Oh God,
the one who was eating like the jizz cream puffs in Van Wilder.
I think I've had these before.
Oh my God.
What was that guy's name?
Oh no, you have a whole history with this person. His name is Campbell here.
Campbell, that's right.
And Campbell loves me. You need to leave this party.
Yeah.
He loves me. He loves your trust fund. Trust me.
Okay, time to go.
Watch the jacket.
And the whole thing.
Oh
and
God, how dumb is that? I've known him for a month. He lives with me. I've maybe given him money off screen because they don't really show that.
And the cop is like, what is his last name?
So, while we're on the topic, Dorothy, what is Campbell's last name?
You know, that's it. This is bullshit. And I don't have to answer these questions.
Elliot from Just Shoot Me. It's like, what is his last name? It's not.
I don't think that's it.
No, it's not him. I'm joking. That's his type or whatever.
The bad news is that you have to stay gold. We can't get any more solvent until tomorrow.
What's the good news?
There's a prospectors convention in town.
Bald, cop man is like, what is his last name, bitch? And she's like, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And like everything's like that, where it's like, oh, like the art guy is a creep and weird, and like
I love the art guy is from.
But they're trying to make you think that these people are the killer, and it's like you're so obviously not the killer. Who the fuck are you?
Empire Records.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
He looks roughly the same, but has facial hair now and is like older.
Nice.
I'm going to art school in Boston.
Yeah. But
recognize his hair.
There's so many red herrings and like weird things.
The freaky neighbor who rhymes.
You look great, Kate. How about a date, Kate? You could be my mate, Kate.
You're scary, Gary.
This could be our fate, Kate.
I'm like,
God.
What's that guy's thing?
Yeah, and then he dies, and there's a whole. I don't know.
You're like, oh, who could have killed him?
But like, so like literally, I feel like this is like, I don't even know what to call it, like a stupid person's version of a smart movie or something like that.
This is what happens when a studio has money and they're like, oh, the kids like this and they like that. Oh, you know, we'll bring it out on Valentine's Day. It'll be a great date movie. Someone will get scared. You can get your arm around them. Oh, it'll be perfect. Oh, we'll make oodles of money.
Take your main squeeze to the cinema.
I'm pretty sure this flops. I didn't actually look it up, but I'm fairly sure this flops.
Okay, so like my vague memories of like, oh, David Boreanaz, cool. Oh, wait, maybe I don't need to worry about this movie. Like those are accurate.
And you know, he's
like
top billed. It's 2001. This is like, you know, him at his heyday.
Yo, Mandy, well, you came and you gave without taking.
I was like, oh, cool. And then like off a cliff, like no one ever talked about it again. And I'm like, oh, I'll forget about that. And Denise Richards as well would have been a whole thing where I'm like, hey.
Yeah. Denise Richards has one of the best scenes in the movie. There's one scene, and I think you'll agree with me here.
Okay.
When she's in the jacuzzi, and like it's the only inventive death, the only fun horror movie like moment, really in the whole thing.
Yeah.
There are no good deaths in the movie aside from that scene, which is like really ridiculous. It dances into like Scream territory, where like it's like all of a sudden like the guy has put a rose down next to her. It's like, well, how do you do that? Impossible. I don't know. Okay, now he's hiding in a room that has very limited hiding places. Where is he? I don't know.
Okay.
And now he's locked her in a jacuzzi. You're like, oh, what's going to happen now? I have a big drill. Where the hell did that come from?
All of a sudden
it's a plug-in. He had a cord? Like, what is happening? And now he's drilling through the top. I'm like, okay, this is entertaining. What's going to happen? And like he nicks her. And then he opens it and you're like, okay, the water's red. What's the plan now?
Yeah.
Throws the drill in and she dies from electrocution.
Yeah.
And they don't know how power works because the whole power of the whole mansion goes out. And I'm like, it's a mansion, A. They have like one circuit breaker.
I love this, yes. So when you said it's the best death, I was worried you weren't going to go on a whole tirade about all the things wrong with it.
Oh, no. It's terrible.
So, yes,
but it's the only fun
exactly.
horror movie type of death. You know, like horror movies are known for being ladies like, well, why would that happen? That doesn't make sense. How did this happen? Oh, okay, but it's fun.
No, when he pulls out the drill, that was where it kind of crossed over into like, oh, this is like fun territory for me, right?
Because are there any other fun moments like in the
entire
movie?
Film? No.
Honestly, there aren't, I don't think. There's no fun death. Somebody gets, like, you know, their neck stabbed onto a broken pane of glass. That's just, like, I don't know, standard icicle shit. Like, it's not a real fun thing.
Icicle shit.
You know, that's how people would like, you fall into a stalactite, a stalagmite, or whatever.
I was just going to say stalactite, mate. I don't know.
Depends which direction.
Well, yeah, but I forget which one is the one on the bottom.
Mite is up? I think because they're strong.
There's a mnemonic. There's a mnemonic
I
device.
forget if it's they're strong because they're hanging there, or they're strong because they're on the ground.
I thought M is like a mountain, like it's on the bottom.
Maybe.
And tight is like it's fucking tight. It's up there.
In the movie, it's all these cut and dry kind of deaths. No, even the beginning with the Katherine Heigl character.
When he's like, is that who that is?
Yes.
I saw her name and I'm like, that is a name I have seen before, and I have no idea which one of those she is.
I couldn't remember her being. I'm like, she's the main character of this movie? Who the fuck was she? I'm like, oh, she dies in the first minute.
Well, she's the one where it opens with her horrible blind date with Spinach Tooth Man.
Don't I get a kiss?
Excuse me?
Well, just a little freaking kiss.
Oh, God.
Look, this hard to get shit doesn't play with Jason.
And like that death, honestly, like when he's trying the different body bags and stabbing or whatever, doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's that sort of slasher aesthetic. Where
Well,
I'm
if we're
like,
going to talk about
okay,
not making sense,
Yes.
he strips naked and lays on the operating table to where she almost dissects him.
Yes.
And then he breathes. That's his defense. I breathe.
Yep.
And then in an instant, he's gone. And I'm like, okay.
No. Like, that sets the tone there for, like, how ridiculous everything is.
But it drops off dramatically. There's no more ridiculous things
but
up until the hot tub scene.
So many things are, like, coincidences and don't make senses and such, right?
I guess I would just say those things are bad. They're not, like, fun.
Well, no, but this is bad, too, where it's, like, the body falls out at, like, just the right time, and then that gives him enough time. And like once you've seen the movie, you're like, okay, so David Boreanaz is like, all right, and like walking over, putting his coat on, putting his mask on. I got my knife. Okay, good. I'm way over here. I'm waiting, and then she comes over. Hello, and then he has to do the fucking thing. Like it's crazy.
Knives are almost. I think actually, I'll say almost. I'll say always rather are always clean. In this movie, she stabs him through the thing with a scalpel.
Yeah.
And like you think, oh, she left it in him because you're in the heat of the moment. But no, a second later she has it clean. He's stabbing things all day with that knife. It's always clean.
PG-13 thing? Was this PG-13?
I don't know. No, there's tits in this.
There's tits in this.
Yeah.
Where are the tits?
When they're in that maze of debauchery, there's just naked people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like to do? What do you like to do? What do you like to do? What do you like to do?
What is wrong with this guy?
Little tits.
Yeah. So it is an R-rated movie.
Okay.
So I have no reason for what that is.
And you see like her neck get stabbed and some other stuff like that, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, just very underwhelming for what it is. Like, what could have been fun if whoever wrote the scene with the hot tub, if the whole movie would have been these like weird, elaborate, like where did he pull that out of type of things, I would have been like, oh, okay, what is this?
It's got a little bite, like
to
Felix
try to
the
keep
cat.
it grounded in this like relationship between these two characters and like, oh,
That
you're
are
drunk, I
awful.
don't love you, this and that, something.
Which everyone is awful in this movie. The whole it's a bunch of that's what I was getting at like originally. Like it's a bunch of like rich chicks or something, or like well-to-do friends.
But she lives in like a
that.
slum or something. I was like, what is that apartment that she lives in? Because they all do seem like they came from dramatic money.
Nice.
Murray, it's Kate in 403. So I don't have any water.
The juxtaposition to where she lives and where like the rich girl who's supposed to party live. I'm like, she lives in like
and like
the Hollywood castle.
Yeah, but they like don't do anything with that. It's crazy.
No.
And like Paige and Lily live in like the apartment from Friends or something.
Their apartment is awesome. That's like almost like 90s style
That's what I'm
apartment,
saying,
and I love that
when
shit.
they get those like maggoty chocolates, they're like in multiple places and huge couches and open areas.
Big
and all that
loft
stuff,
style
like,
with the
what's
metal
happening
doors
here?
and
Yeah.
neon colors and weird art and shit. I'm like, yeah, this is dope.
Hello?
It's a dope place. So yeah, they all. I don't know. I don't have any sympathy really for these characters. It opens by showing that they're mean to a kid, and then that kid is like presumably back and like trying to kill them, right?
Well, not only are they mean, they like charge him with rape essentially, and then the school bullies strip him down to his undies.
He has a horrible time. I'm just saying,
and
like
beat him publicly.
Yeah. But those girls, like you see them on camera saying, "Ew, like get away from me."
In your dreams, loser.
So like you have no sympathy for them now. They're not like, I really regret what happened or something like that.
No, you don't even grow to like them. They're not characters that you're like, I want them to live. You're rooting for them all to die, and most of them do.
They actually say, "Who's JM?" and they go, "Ugh, this gross nerd from the 6th grade."
Who's Jeremy Melton?
This loser from 6th grade.
What happened to him? Oh, we fucked him over completely. Oh, really? Okay. And like at one point, the cops even like, you've been getting threatening letters. You didn't even think to tell me? I'm telling you, I'm looking for a guy. What the fuck?
You both received threatening notes signed JM, and after I tell you I'm looking for Jason Marquette, you don't think to mention it?
I thought it was a joke.
And they're like, I thought it was a fucking thing. I don't know.
That was
like,
a joke.
Yeah, it's like so dumb. They're dumb.
It's very dumb.
I have no sympathy for any of them and like their survival in this mess and all that stuff.
No, that's part of what I feel like that studio money movie is, where they just don't understand
what is good.
You got to take time to like write about a character, make me like the character, make me care what happens, or at least hate a character. Like I just hate them because they're bad. I don't hate them because of something you wrote.
They put all these things in there though. It seems like such a weird miss to not have good things. It's very strange to me. Like we go to the art show.
Valentine's Day. What does it mean? What's it really about? Celebration of true love?
See all the art shit. We go like we learn about them through like that speed dating thing, and then like you said, the guy who looks like a fish, the stupid guy who she's like hello. And
Hi there.
Hi there.
I'm Paige.
Brian.
I'm like, you could do much better than this weird looking dude. He looks like
He looks like who would play an alien in movies.
He looks like a doppelganger that's not quite in the shape yet. He looks weird. No offense to this
and how about his thing like wax it?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for, honey? Wax it.
You're unbelievable.
I'm like, okay. You thought that was gonna go well?
Start waxing it. No, yeah, it's horrible. And like she goes up there presumably to fuck him, and then he's like, let's fuck, and she's like, oh no way.
Surprise.
You brought me up here to show me your penis. Oh, that's so sweet.
And then proceeds to like scald his crotch or whatever.
Oh! Oh my... Oh, God! Hey! Bitch! Oh!
And he's a bad person, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that should be me going like, you go girl, exactly, or
I
something
thought they
like
would come
that.
across that bedroom and he'd be gutted, still tied to the bed, but that didn't happen. Presumably, he's still up there to this day.
There's almost nothing like that where something happens and then someone else stumbles on it and that leads to a thing. Right at the end, the main girl, Kate, is like trying to get out. And it's like a video game where she goes down every hallway and like everything, sees a dead body, freaks out. Turns around and I'm like, you can run by a dead body. You don't have to let them stop you at all. This is crazy.
She does do something nice where she does break a gun cabinet open and steal a gun, and I'm like, okay, there's at least that.
She actually is pretty good because when she's doing like hostage negotiator stuff with him, where he's like he's being like insanely creepy for it to still be like a misdirect in like our minds.
I screwed up, Kate.
You had a couple of drinks. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, yeah, we could do that. Like she's like playing along and he's like hugging her and stuff, and then she's waiting for her moment. That's cool. She's not like, don't touch me. She's not like antagonizing him. I thumbs up there. I like that. But,
well, until the point where she's crotcheting him
grabs
and
the
bashing a wine bottle on his head and shit.
Well, yeah, she's waiting for her time to like strike and stuff.
I think like just all that leads up to is like, as the audience, you're like, well, this guy seems very guilty. It would be a very hard press for me to believe that this was just him being drunk for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And then you've come across the bad guy, which is the girl who hosts the party wearing the mask.
Yeah.
And like, running out, and you're like, okay, they demask her, so she's not gagged. Her arms weren't tied. Why did she keep the mask on?
This is my theory. She's like already unconscious, and David Boreanaz put the mask on her and threw her at the other girl, and they both fell down the stairs. And then he ran after to shoot her ASAP. That was his like move. That's what happened, though, right? Like, are you saying something else happened?
I don't know what they were trying to... Like, I think it wasn't done well enough to communicate. And that makes sense that he would have thrown her, but I didn't see... it didn't seem like she was like in a weird motion when they collided. It looked like she just ripped through the curtain and hit her. Like,
I noticed a weird motion, so I rewound, and it's probably just an accident. But the way the killer jerks into the frame looked really weird to me. But they're not really showing you what happened. I'm just deriving that because also, like, she's not the killer, right? They're not like working together. So
are they?
That could have been cool.
If that's it, that's even dumber though, because that's super like. Aside from a little bit of an outburst of like, yeah, that was the fat one.
You just can't handle it. I'm finally happy.
You really can't stand it, can you?
Can't stand what?
That I found someone just as good as your boyfriend. Just as smart. Just as good looking.
That's ridiculous.
And it's like, what are you doing?
If she was involved in it, they did kill her dude earlier that day, so what's that about?
That's worth at least a Porsche.
And what's his name? Chandler?
Campbell.
Maybe
she found out.
Campbell's got that girl who he screwed over earlier, and somehow shows up multiple times. And I'm like, okay, at the art show, maybe coincidence. That's the circle you're in, yuppie idiots.
Hey, Leech. I'm talking to you.
Listen, I have no idea what you're talking about, okay?
Really?
That's right.
Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah. Oh, well, if it isn't the latest victim.
Excuse me, who are you?
That's none of your business.
She's no one.
No one. That's right. I'm just the idiot who's still waiting for the return on her internet investment. Internet investment.
Yep.
But she shows up at the party, and I'm like, how are all these people that are not invited, in quotes, showing up at this party?
She says, you need to leave. Get out of here.
What is she doing here?
She was just leaving, Dorothy.
She starts, like, stealing watches and shit. Like,
well, she's stealing back her watch.
No, that was the watch. That was the watch that the rich girl gave to him.
Okay.
He stole her necklace and gave it to her.
She's just trying to break even. Yeah.
I guess, but it seemed like she was rich enough to be investing in. Oh my God! And what did they call it? Oh God, hang on.
What do you think of
He's got an internet investment. Or something like it was the most generic, like stupid name.
I met him at yoga, and he's an import-outport guy. Okay.
His name's Campbell, and he's very smart, and he's starting his own internet venture.
He's got an internet investment?
And where did you meet him?
At yoga. But it's a very exclusive gym, okay?
When he's on the phone being like, just fucking transfer the money, you idiot. I'm like, oh God, okay.
Look, don't tell me where the fuck I was born. Just transfer the goddamn funds.
And like, I actually really liked when she's like, hey, can you go do this thing? And he's like, what am I, the fucking help? Like he drops his face like, okay, honey. Like, and like does all these cool. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yes, Dorothy?
We just lost the hot water in the main house. Could you do me a big favor and relight the pilot in the basement?
Yeah, sure, that's no problem. Fucking perfect. Now I'm on the staff.
Do something with that.
I would have liked something to be dropped out where you realize she has invested too. Like he's bilking her. Because like other than that, does that just mean he's literally just staying there for the moment to then leave with the money he took from another person?
I took it like he's transferring money out of her account into his account.
But there was no reason to believe he'd have access to that account at this moment. Like I would have liked to think like, oh, I got his business meeting. Oh, but I just gave you $80,000. Isn't that enough? Honey, I need people that can do things. Like
money's got to go into the thing, and then we go to the thing. Yeah, like things that they could develop more and not like develop more.
Even something like that should be worth a Porsche or something when he starts the pilot light.
I also love how she's an attractive lady, and they make a point like twice in rapid succession to establish that they are not fucking.
Don't worry about it.
It's this thing.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
That is so weird to me to put into this point of the movie or whatever.
Well, it appears like because like she's like the old lady that he's trying to get money from, and he just can't get it up. And I'm like, what?
And she's like younger than some. It feels like some of the. It's so weird.
Yeah, no,
it's so weird.
It's very strange.
It's very weird.
That's a him problem.
I don't know what the problem is. So like in my head, I was like, okay, he's gay. Him and David Boreanaz have come back for like revenge. That guy was the guy wearing the mask at the party, and now he's like repping for his friend David Boreanaz, who grew up to be a fucking giant, and like now they're getting revenge because they were always the underdogs, right? No one ever danced with them or did right. I had a whole movie in my head. I was just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, no, there were things that could have happened.
There was never a movie that happened or whatever.
No.
When the cop was like, okay, stay together. I'm on my way. And like turns the car around.
Stay put, stay in groups, I'm on my way.
What? They had to let Marquette go.
Were you like, they're gonna find him dead, like in the bushes or whatever, right? And then they find him dead. She finds him dead. And it's just his awful-looking head in the water.
The best chance he ever had was that he would like turn a corner and one of the good guys would accidentally shoot him thinking he was a bad guy. That was the best outcome he could have had.
Yeah. Okay.
And this was on line with what you would have expected.
Exactly.
Because the movie like doesn't care. Like
no.
Just back to that beginning bit. I love like when they first exposed the nerd guy making out the girl, and like somebody immediately has a punch bowl.
Pervert attack you?
Yeah, Jeremy attacked me. He attacked me.
Pervert jump buffalo.
I didn't know. Pervert.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you get that?
That was
like
all along.
Think about as close as the punch bowl could have been. And he had to go down the bleachers, get it, go back up the bleachers just to dump it.
This is a level of like logistics that I don't think is warranted here.
That's what I think is so fun. But that's the kind of shit like with the drill that I've been like, okay, let's do more of that. Let's get some hammy weird shit.
Like have the movie all be in a magical land where things don't have to be.
I pull whole wardrobes out of my pockets, like whatever.
Exactly.
First things first. I always say the place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
This is minor, but did you like the that party cleared out fast?
Jesus, this place cleared out fast.
That fucking stupid line to explain how like hundreds of people are suddenly gone so you can have the ending of your movie.
And why, like, at least half of them wouldn't give a shit the power went out.
Right.
There's still alcohol there. There's still the opposite sex or same sex, whatever you're looking for, is still there.
I'm sure there's cocaine.
Tons.
They don't show any cocaine, but I think we're meant to imply that there's cocaine at the party.
There were outdoor seating. You could have just been in the moonlight like a normal party would have been, and it would have been fine. They don't even show that until it's already over. Like, I'm like, that was a nice setting that you didn't even use.
Like on the way out, there's a bunch of stuff going on and all that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's just too much, and like, I said this earlier, but like I never for a second did, like for a second I did technically think that it might not be David Boreanaz, but like they kept giving him all these alibis and all these reasons why it couldn't be him.
And direct responses to things that only he's told.
But there's no other person that it could be. So when they say like, I know his parents, they're from Seattle or whatever she says, right?
We used to work at the same paper. He covers the Giants. His mother's a lawyer. His father's a teacher. They're from Seattle. How's that?
As if I'm supposed to be like, oh, okay, so it can't be him. Like the weirdest, sketchiest dude who's like, I'm going to stop drinking, I promise, and all that stuff. Like from the minute he's introduced, I'm like, that's the guy. It's got to be him, right? There's who, yeah.
The only thing that could have surprised you is like before the movie started, you'd be like, well, he wouldn't be a bad guy, would he? Like that's the only thing that could have got you. But like when you start watching the movie, you're like, okay, because when it ended, I think out loud I'm like, wow, what a twist! Said no one
ever. Yeah, no, that kind of must be it, right? Because like, and I now that you say that, I feel like in my head I might have had a thing like, oh, he's played a bad guy, most definitely. There was a movie where he was like the bad guy or whatever. And then watching this, I was like, well, he's the bad guy. And then like once I was like, oh, is he not? That doesn't make any sense. Oh no, he is. And then it's like back to the whole thing. Like it was very much like that takes a lot out of it. And then to have like the big reveal is like a nosebleed. The weird little like scream noise that happens when it cuts to black. Do we think that he killed Kate now?
No.
Because Kate was like the nicest one or something, right? Like there was like they all rejected him, but I think she was.
Said maybe.
Hi, Kate. Want to dance?
Maybe later, Jeremy.
Okay. Maybe later.
And she said maybe, and she didn't testify or something like that, right? Did they say
Some
that?
bullshit.
There's something in there, right, where it's like,
I think that maybe alone is what got her. Maybe later. Maybe. Oh,
I'll kill you last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's a crapshoot. But I would feel like if you were gonna make this movie appropriately, he should be going for the girl that he did make out with, that did like him.
Yes.
That turned her back on him and shunned him, because that's the one that ultimately should be the final girl.
Yes.
That's who he should be getting the revenge on, or trying to be like, I know you weren't like the others. You were scared. I was scared. And he has like the knife to her neck and shit.
Exactly.
And it just they went so asymmetrical on the whole system, and that's, I think, part of their twist. Oh, they won't expect this, and that girl's not a good enough actress or something.
Oh, no. I guess. No, you're absolutely correct, though. That's like how it should have been.
Yeah.
That girl should be racked with guilt. She should have that dark secret. The dark secret, they say on the way out of a building. She turns around, oh, yeah, he didn't actually do that.
He did attack you, right?
No, he didn't. I just said that he did.
Why would you do that?
You guys wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We all lied for you then.
There should have been a moment where
know.
she, David Boreanaz is with her, and she can, oh, it's this JM guy. No, it's blah blah. Oh, I have to tell you something. Don't think bad of me. And confesses to him, and he goes, it's okay.
It's okay. That must have been really hard for you to say. Yeah. Exactly. And does the whole thing. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Not gonna get you. I'll be here for you.
I'll never whatever. And then the nose is bleeding. Yeah, very confusing ending. Very strange path for the whole thing to take. Very much not what I expected or wanted.
Yeah, I walk away with it being it's very bland. This is the plain bagel, no butter of horror movies, and it has going for it that it is a specific holidays movie. So if you're looking for theme things, it does match the theme. It does have that one fun scene.
Okay, I was gonna say does it even matter?
Some people are very thematic. Where they're oh, it's Christmas, I gotta watch a Christmas movie. Oh, it's Arbor Day, I gotta plant a tree. People have some shit.
Okay, people have their rituals.
And
I feel he sends them cards and stuff. And that's a thing. I guess we should say is that he sends you a card that in poetry form describes how you're gonna die, and then you die that way.
Journey of love is an arduous trek. My love grows for you as you bleed from your neck.
It's also like a pop-up book style thing where a piece moves and kills you and stuff.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, or a little
and
thing
those
happens.
are very nicely made.
Yeah,
I
but
can see he was an art major. I don't know.
But besides that, it doesn't really he happens to give them candies. Which happen to be in a heart, but it's not really, right?
He wears the Cupid mask, but
yes,
it's a very.
Well, he actually kills one of them with a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
that's okay though.
But that was something that annoyed me too. Is that all the deaths were these very quick, nothing deaths. It's I see you, slash. I see you, stab. Shit. I don't even see you in a bag, stab. The arrow, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he's not really making them pay, really.
No, they don't even know what they did wrong. You're not doing that whole thing. There should be notes. I know what you did last summer. You're not gonna get away. Oh, I'm gonna be torment them. Let them know it's coming.
Yeah.
He does send the note that says you're gonna die next or whatever.
Yes.
And some of them are vaguer than others.
But that's just more of an outlandish thing of I know exactly how you're gonna die, even if I find it there while I'm killing you. I'm still gonna somehow write a poem about that, right? It's crazy.
Yes,
was there anything good that you can say this was good about this? I didn't even think David Boreanaz was great in it.
He wasn't. But honestly, nobody was great in this.
Sure, not even Denise Richards.
No,
that one's great.
I often think that she kind of phones it in, depending upon the movie,
it's not amazing. Yeah,
depending on the movie, that could be what you're looking for.
That could be the thing.
Yeah. I thought she was great in Starship Troopers because that was this satirical movie, and that worked out nicely.
Right.
But in this, I'm like, okay.
There's ways to use all these people properly. And
sure, like a better script, would have been really good. Things that weren't useless cut out of it, that would have been good.
Yeah, who ends up being the main girl is kind of like a poor person's Anna Faris or something like that.
That's
I'm
a
not
fair
sure.
description.
Something.
Oh, is she in like the Bubble Boy or?
Okay.
Something?
Everyone looked kind of familiar, so it's possible.
There's something else she was in that it's very familiar that it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think what it was.
Oh.
And a lot of them are like that, where you're like, oh, I've seen you before, you were in this or that, whatever. But ultimately, bland. I give it a thumbs down. I say it's not really worth watching.
No, I think that we're back to not having a movie to watch on Valentine's Day, in like the horror genre, right? This was the chosen one. Let us all down.
This was this season's pick, and
thumbs down as well.
Done.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Jason likes your dress.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only